what are you seeing out there that's causing like a lot of these buyers to like come forward?
Obviously, naturally, seasonality change, right? We see this every spring. There's an uptick in buyer demand. A lot of buyers that were kind of waiting, hanging out on the sideline, waiting for the rates to drop, have kind of come to the conclusion, hey, rates aren't going to drop till probably middle to the end of this year. What I'm seeing a lot with my buyers is that they're finding unique ways and creative financing ways to help them in purchasing their house, like utilizing buy downs and utilizing, lender seller paid credits and things of that nature. The rates kind of coming down a little bit are definitely helping. The buyers come out when the sun comes out. We all know that.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Listing Launchpad Director's Cut, where we go behind the just the photo and the video and the character limits of MLS and tell you the real story of the listings that are happening. Today, I have a very special guest with me, and this guy is I met him. When I first met him, it just hit me because he was so motivating. And when I heard his story, oh my goodness, like it was just out of this world. We're going to have to save that, like his story for another day. And you can check out his story on the video that we actually made on his website and whatnot. But I'm super excited to introduce to you the listing agent today with this listing. But before we move on, you guys got to hear the disclosure. All information discussed on this video is intended for entertainment purposes only. All reasonable efforts have been made to ensure the accuracy of the content of this video at the time of preparation. Information presented is believed to be reliable, but is subject to change at any time and without notice. So basically, it just means that this is so that you can hear stories about the house and get some more information. But this isn't like a thing that you're going to refer to on your offer. But Jay said on Listing Launchpad Director's Cut. Don't do that, okay? I mean, you all know better. So without a further ado, I am going to introduce you to Mr. Tyler Ware, whereyoulive.com. And this guy, man, he's got a story like that is so inspiring, amazing. But again, we're going to have to do another entire episode on just talking about his story. But today we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this amazing house in Everett, 3010 26th Street, Everett, Washington, 98201. MLS number 2207169. You cannot draw up like a better like first time home buyer / starter home. Like this house is so awesome. Like when I was there, and don't let the size fool you because it is just jam packed with feature, right? So let's bring on Tyler and let's see what he has to say. What's up, Tyler?
Hey, how's it going, Jay? Thanks for the warm introduction. I appreciate that, man.
Dude, man, I am so pumped to have you here. I've been bugging you for a little bit, but finally, we're here. We'll just do it let's just do a brief intro. Like, I don't want to spoil everything, but just give us a little bit of a brief intro on, why you're doing what you're doing and how you do it.
Sure, man. So I got into real estate a few years back. Prior to that, I was in construction. And prior to construction, I had a little bit of a checkered history. And so, like Jay said, I'll save that for another video. But, I have a bit of a comeback story here. I was featured on Washington's Most Wanted at one point. And, I've kind of turned my life around, did a complete 180 into being one of the top real estate agents here in the Snohomish County area. And so, it's definitely, I found my calling here in real estate. And, just the saying that they always say, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's exactly how I feel about real estate, is that I never work a day in my life because I'm just constantly doing what I love on a day-to-day basis.
And I love it, brother. Like, like your whole model of like just unlimited, right? Like you can, anything you put your mind to, if you really want it, like you can achieve it. Like that mindset, I'm all over that, man. So we'll definitely have to share that story. But let's just get right into it, man. I was at this house and I was just like, holy cow! Like if you look up like the definition of starter home or like first time home buyer, like this would be the pure definition of it, because it's like, I don't know how else to like explain it other than like it's just perfect. Like if I was a first time home buyer, like I'd be all over it.
Right. I agree with that statement. It's funny you mentioned that because I actually sold this house to these buyers, and when I sold it to them, this was their first home a few years back, and it was that complete definition for them of their first home. When they were buying it, it fit all their criteria. It's 3 bed, 1 bath. And it just, for a first time home buyer, I mean, I think it meets the what a lot of the first time home buyers price bracket is in, along with, it can go well for any group of people, being a 3 bedroom, 1 bath, and so um I completely agree with you there. This is a great house that can build a lot of equity in this market. It could also make for a great rental property. It fits the needs of many people, and so yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And the location that it's in is just fantastic. It's close to parks and schools and recreation and food and all sorts of things. So
Dude,
for
I love that. Like we'll hop in the location for a minute, right?
yeah,
We're very close to downtown Everett,
yep,
and we're very close to the I-5 entry point, right? And
yep,
you can even hop, right on to Highway 2 and head
yeah.
over towards Lake Stevens and Snohomish. Like, location wise, you really can't complain. And the other thing, so right there, you see that little arrow popping up. The other thing you mentioned is the potential for it to be able to, like, you can house hack it.
Right.
And I'm sure everyone's gonna see it kind of as we flip through the photo, but I was just like, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, if I'm just like married or a single person that's looking to start building wealth through real estate, it's like, rent out a couple of the rooms, right? And and
Right.
and you can totally house hack and just start that wealth building process.
Yeah, I agree with you. The layout for it is just totally, I mean, it's perfect in every way for that. I mean, it's separated in such a way that you could house hack it. You could, it could go for a family, it could go for a single person, it could go for just about anybody. And for somebody who's looking to get into real estate as their first time, and start really building their net worth and building their equity, this is a great house for that. And then it's centrally located towards, like you said, the I-5 corridor. You can jump on Highway 2, go right across the trestle. Wherever you need to go, you can get there, within an instant. It's in downtown Everett. There's plenty of amenities there. I know my clients, they love to frequent some of the restaurants and bars, and some of the other parks and things like that in the neighborhood. They love going. It's just so centrally located that it just makes such a perfect house for in such a perfect location.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I also want to just mention this real quick. When I got there to do the listing media capture, I met with the sellers, and they were like, "Hey, like, Tyler thought it'd be a good idea to park the car like right there you see
Yeah,
behind the house, because we wanted to like show off that parking space." And I thought that was such a great idea, and I actually said that, let me park my car because I drive an Outback, which is generally a little bit longer than like normal
right.
sedans, right? So
Yeah.
I thought it's a good demonstration of, like, you can park easily. Like, that's your own private parking spot.
Yeah, it's got good parking. So it's kind of funny you should mention that, because so when they originally bought this house, there's not only was this parking spot on the side, it was single parking right here on the side, but in the front of the house, they
Mm-hmm.
had there was enough parking for 2 to 3 cars, maybe four if you parked them side by side. But they wanted a
Right.
little bit bigger of a front yard, so is what they did is they made it so that it's two spots for parallel parking. So you actually
Yep.
have enough parking here for 3 different cars, 2 cars in the front, 1 car on the side. So, um, that was an idea that I had because I wanted to really highlight the ability to park 3 cars because I know the lot size on this isn't exactly, ginormous, but we
Right.
still have enough parking for 3 cars. So if you have 3 people living there, because it's a 3-bedroom home, there's enough parking for everybody to have their own separate car. So that's
Absolutely.
kind of my idea behind you parking your car, or somebody parking their car in that
I thought
space.
that was a great idea. And then the picture we're seeing right here, this I really love. So
Yeah,
there's a deck that comes off of the kitchen, and underneath is this huge space where it could basically be used as storage. Like you can keep your lawnmower, lawn equipment and whatnot. Like that space was it's when you have a lot that is like not huge, and you have a house that is more like a starter home. Like every space that you
yeah.
can utilize for storage, like all that matters.
Yeah, and it's really cool because my seller, he actually I he installed that himself. And so,
Oh,
they were when they bought the house, it was just a deck, and they were looking at it and they were like, where are we going to put our lawnmower? Where are we going to put some of our yard tools? Because, they wanted to have a nice little front yard, with, area to, if they wanted to garden and whatnot, things like that. And so he actually came up with the idea, hey, I'm going to put a storage spot right here underneath the
the
deck there.
deck.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so he actually built that himself.
Right, right. And by the way, that front yard is so charming. Like if you have furry friends, right?
Yeah,
If you have dogs, like it's perfect size for you to just be able to like let them out. If you're not taking them for a walk, like if you have small children, like it's perfect for them to be able to. You could probably like in the summer, throw out one of those portable pools and like have little kids play in it. Like it was just perfect.
yeah, it's good. I really like the fact that they put that fence up there, because it made it a fully fenced in yard. And so, like you said, if you have, your little furry friends, they can go out there, and play, or you can have your kids go out there and play, and they're safe because the yard's closed off. And we still have the amount of parking that we do. So, it's
Right.
it was a great idea, and they actually installed that fence themselves also, or had it done, when after the
Awesome.
fact that they purchased the house. So
Okay. So
yeah.
tell us a little bit about the inside of the house. So it's my understanding that they're still living there, so you couldn't do the full stage that you typically do, but you still had someone, a professional stager, come in and like consult so that you can make it really like everything flow, right?
Right. And I love that you highlighted the fact that they're still living there, because all that does is highlight the fact that they have kept this house in exquisite condition, because you wouldn't know it by looking at it that this house was not fully staged. This is their own furniture. A lot of this stuff is their own furniture, and this is just the way that they live. They kept the house in pristine condition. And so
And they have
by
good taste.
and they do have good taste, and so we didn't really have to do a whole lot when it came to staging this house, because they have the good taste. The pictures on the wall that you see, those are all theirs. They have a really good eye for, the current trends and things of that nature. And so, I think that just really attests to the fact that they kept this house in such great condition while they owned it. They kept up with it. They maintained it, they cleaned it, they made sure that it wasn't, just absolutely, dilapidated, as we could see some houses, within 2 years, they're lived in. You could tell that they're lived in. I mean, the countertops still look brand new. The stove still looks brand new. It looks like they've never even cooked on it. And they cook dinner almost every night, and so, um,
Absolutely.
it
and
really
and and
just
I just
attests.
love I just love the open concept. Like as soon as you
Yeah.
go in, you've got your living space, but then it flows right into the kitchen, right? And then you also have the access to the deck. So
Yeah.
like in the summer when it's nice, like the deck completely kind of becomes part of the house. It's like a living square footage. And if you have friends over, you're doing some cookout. I don't know if they had like a grill out there or not, but it would
Yeah.
be like the perfect spot to have it on.
Yeah, totally. You could definitely do, there's enough room on that deck for you to, have some friends and guests over, and like you said, the open concept just kind of flows. There's a good picture of, like I was saying, the stove looks like it's just brand new still, and you could cook and do things like that, and then walk right out on the back deck and enjoy the nice sun. And they have nice little privacy screens on some of the windows, so that you have that privacy, yet you're still in the city, and so you still have those territorial views and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when I was out there, it was we got lucked out because it was a gorgeous day, and it was just it was just a pleasant like experience, just to kind of be there. And the other thing too is the aerial shots make it very visible that a highway is like right there. But then when you're actually there in person, you don't really feel that. Like you don't hear
Right.
it, you can't really see it. But then you can hop on the freeway inside of like what 5 minutes, if
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, if that. I mean, it has a very secluded feel to it. Like you feel
Mm-hmm.
like you're just in the middle of a neighborhood, but really
Right.
you're in the middle of the city.
Right.
And I think that a lot of that has to do with the double paned windows, things like that. It keeps a lot of the sound out. It's well insulated, so you don't really hear road noise. You don't hear traffic while you're in there. I spent quite a few, I spent quite some time in this house, during the staging and things like that. And these are also friends of mine, so I've been over to their house, before, and
Mm-hmm.
you just can't hear it. I love this door that's in this picture right here. I have to just say
Mm-hmm.
this is a really unique feature of this house. So that door that's your outside entrance from the exterior side, and it
Right.
leads to so that's another perfect example of how you could house hack, because there's two separate entrances, one that goes to the downstairs, and then you saw it's the one that goes to the upstairs, which is up the stairs up to the front door. And
It's that door right there.
that door right there, and it has
Yep.
so much character to it. I mean, it's such a really unique style door. It just adds so much more character and charm to the home.
Right. Right. Yep. And as soon as I saw that door, like I thought the same thing you thought. I'm like, okay, private entrance, right? So completely like house hackable. Now, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The one bathroom is gonna be a bit of a pickle, so we'll have to figure that
Yeah,
out. And like as I was going through doing the pictures and the videos and whatnot, I'm like, okay, like I wonder if like where that washer and dryer was, like could
right.
that be turned in? My mind just kind of started going, you know?
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, that's going to happen. They're going to see the vision. They're going to see the possibilities that this house has, because there is a possibility of putting a bathroom, or even just a half bath, or even a quarter bath,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
something in there,
Like even if it's just like a powder room kind of thing with a stand-up shower or something.
yeah, something of that
Yeah.
nature, that way, you got two bathrooms, and I think it would be very cost effective to do it that way. Personally, if I was to purchase this house, that's probably what I would do, to be honest with you. And it wouldn't
Dude,
be
like
very, very hard.
in that neighborhood, if a bathroom with the shower could be made possible, I mean, a 2 bedroom with the living space and a bathroom, like that's a easy like 12, 13, 1400 rental.
Yeah. Oh, easily. Yeah. I mean, you could get you could easily get some good money off this. It would definitely be a cash flowing property if you did your financing correctly, and everything
Absolutely.
was in line. This house would be perfect for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know things have been like really hopping.
Yeah.
There's a lot of activity. Like what are you seeing out there when it comes to? I mean, I feel like this is the price point 499, 95.
This one's at 525.
Oh, 525. It's right at that price point where there's a huge demand like in our area right now. Like
Correct.
what is it the slight drop of the rate? Is it just springtime? Like what are you seeing out there that's causing like a lot of these buyers to like come forward?
I think it's a lot of the obviously naturally seasonality change, right? We see this every spring. There's an uptick in buyer demand. I think a lot of buyers that were kind of waiting, hanging out on the sideline, waiting for the rates to drop, have kind of come to the conclusion that, hey, rates aren't going to drop till probably middle to the end of this year. So, they're kind of coming back out, and they're kind of getting more active. What I'm seeing a lot with my buyers is that they're finding unique ways and creative financing ways to help them in purchasing their house, like utilizing buy downs and utilizing, lender seller paid credits and things of that nature. We're seeing a lot of that. And so, along with like I said, the seasonality change, springtime, and then the rates kind of coming down a little bit are definitely helping. You know, the buyers come out when the sun comes out. We all know that, and so the sun's just starting to come out. And so we're starting to see a lot of the houses that are going on the market are coming off the market real quick like that. And so, I have high hopes for this house and just from what I'm seeing in this neighborhood alone, I sell a lot of homes in this neighborhood and, they're on and off market relatively quickly.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a pretty big frenzy. You guys have any open house planned?
Yeah, we do have some open house planning. We're going to be holding an open house the first weekend that it's live, for sure. And then we'll be, depending on what offers we get after that open house, if we go into contract or not, then we might be planning some open houses after that. But I don't anticipate having more than one weekend on market.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't mean to jinx or anything like that, but I feel like this one's not gonna last. Like I could easily see someone just like, okay, this is perfect. Like I want to take it off your hands.
Yeah, that's how we feel as well. There's definitely some quirks about the house, like you said. The one bathroom might be a thing, but like we were saying, there is a possibility to add a second bathroom or like a powder room type of deal if you wanted to.
Absolutely. I mean, there is I mean, let's not sugarcoat. This isn't going to be anyone's dream house, right?
Right.
That's why we call it a starter home, because you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a great way to get your foot in the door and to start gaining equity, and so
absolutely.
I think that this is going to be a fantastic starter home for somebody to get their foot in the door and really start gaining that equity and really start, building their wealth and their net worth.
Absolutely. I have a feeling this one's gonna fly off the shelf, man. My only worry is like, how are you going to accommodate like 5, 6, 7 groups of people that wants to, come through? It's like, hey, come through the main floor, but then go down and exit through the bottom. Like you're gonna have to create some traffic flow. Because I feel like it's gonna be really buzzing.
Yeah, I feel like this one's going to have a big buzz, especially because we have a great marketing team, which is you. I am Third Media, that's helping us, facilitate the marketing of it. We have a great marketing plan in place. This house is going to be all over everybody's feed. Everybody's going to want to see it. It's priced well. It's in a great neighborhood, great location. I anticipate the open house to be pretty buzzing.
Absolutely. All right. So how do people find you, Tyler? What's the best way to get a hold of you if they want to see this?
Yeah, the best way to get a hold of me is going to be my direct line, which is 206-280-1214. That's going to be my direct line right to my cell phone. I'm very responsive. If you wanted to shoot me an email, it's tyler@whereyoulive.com, and that's spelled WAREYOULIVE.com. And that's my first and last name. That's also going to be my website, this is going to be featured on my website also, which is going to be whereyoulive.com. Kudos to Jay and his team for helping me set up that website, and getting the video and everything, on there. If you want to learn more about me, that's a great way to do so, is go ahead and head over to that website, and you can see the video is going to be the first thing that pops up. Those are probably the best 3 ways to get a hold of me right there.
I would just highly, highly encourage you to just go to whereyoulive.com, and the where is WARE, youlive.com, and check this video out. Not just because we made it, but it's really a epic story. I mean, everybody, like, we all love a turnaround story, and it doesn't get any more dramatic when it comes to a turnaround story. So hopefully that that kind of trigger enough interest for people to go check it out. It's a pretty amazing story. Tyler, I really appreciate your time. This one, man, it's going to be fire. Like, we might have to bring you back and be like, okay, like, how many offers did you get? Because I feel like the number is going to be pretty crazy. So best of luck with everything. So 3010 26th Street, Everett, Washington, 98201, MLS number 220-7169. And again, if you want to get in touch with Tyler, go visit www.whereyoulive.com. That's WAREYoulive.com. Tyler at whereyoulive.com or 206-280-1214. All right, so that's going to make it all for this edition of Listing Launchpad. And we are going to be having several more coming up. So stay tuned and thanks for joining.
Thanks again, Jay. Appreciate you.